This is the famous Roman Colosseum. The Colosseum was originally known as the Flavian Amphitheater. It is a huge amphitheater in Rome. The initial name Flavian Amphitheater was eventually changed to Colosseum. The Roman Colosseum is one of the capital's most notable monuments. It is the main icon of Rome. The Colosseum is located at Piazza del Colosseo 1, Rome, Italy. The construction of the Colosseum began in 72 AD. The construction was done largely by Jewish slaves, supervised by Roman engineers and craftsmen. The amphitheater was built for the people to enjoy forms of entertainment, such as gladiator combat. About 60,000 to 100,000 were involved in the building of the Colosseum. The Colosseum's construction was initiated under Emperor Vespasian and finished under his sons, Emperor Titus and Emperor Domitian. The Colosseum was erected as a gift to the Roman people. The Colosseum was completed in 80 AD during the rule of Emperor Titus. The Colosseum is 1,937 years old. It was the largest amphitheater in Rome. It is oval-shaped structure made of stone and concrete. The Colosseum was made of an estimated 100,000 cubic meters of travertine stone. It has a surface area of 6 acres. It is 188 meters long, 156 meters wide, and 57 meters tall, towered 4 stories high. The Colosseum could hold a crowd of more than 50,000. There were 80 entrances to the amphitheater. Two entrances were dedicated for the emperor. Two entrances were allotted for the participants. And 76 entrances were assigned for the patrons. The hypogeum, meaning underground, is the substructure of the Colosseum. It was directly beneath the arena floor. Hypogeum was a network of tunnels, passageways and chambers. The hypogeum was put up about 10 years after opening of the Colosseum. The primary purpose of hypogeum was a holding area for slaves, prisoners and animals used in the gladiator games. In AD 80, Emperor Titus celebrated the opening of the Colosseum with 100 days of gladiatorial games and wild animal fights. These activities kept the Roman people entertained for years. The arena once witnessed fights, like gladiator clash, and humans against wild animals. And also the executions of prisoners of war and criminals. Gladiators were generally enslaved peoples. They may also be condemned criminals or prisoners of war. A Aside from games, the Colosseum also hosted dramas and reenactments. In the course of time, the Romans' interest in the games decreased. The Colosseum began to deteriorate after the fall of the Roman Empire. After 4 centuries of active use, the Colosseum fell into neglect. A series of earthquakes damaged the arena. In the 18th century, it was used as a source of building materials for the cathedrals, palace and defense fortifications. By the 20th century, nearly 2/3 of the building has been destroyed over time. The restoration of the Colosseum began in the 1990s. The Colosseum is now one of the Rome's most greatest tourist attractions. It is now a well-known, iconic symbol of Rome. The Colosseum became one of the 7 wonders of the modern world on July 7, 2007. Visit the Colosseum and experience a wonderful sightseeing adventure. The inside of the Colosseum is worth seeing. It is beautiful and offers interesting stories. See it in all its glory when you get inside this amazing place. Bring home happy memories. Remember to buy some souvenirs.